Attention. May I have your attention, please? This is your captain speaking. While we are waiting for clearance from the control room, we will go through some pre-flight safety checks and cover some of that important information, that internal housekeeping. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Rad RC Show, Flight 520. RC After Dark is a live stream where we keep the night lights on, making it family fun, kid friendly. You can expect plenty of bloopers with lots of turbulence this evening. We ask you to please remain in your seat until we safely reach that rad destination. The weather is good with clear skies, but flying live can be a bumpy road at any time, so the seatbelt sign will remain on for the duration of the flight. On behalf of the sponsors and the entire crew, we'd like to extend a warm welcome and thank you for choosing to fly with us live this evening. We encourage you to please participate, like and comment, all that engagement. Show the love to the VIP guests sitting up there in first class. They're hiding behind the curtain right now, but we will get to them shortly. Once we are safely up in the air and wheels are up, we will pull the curtain back on those guys and get to meet them. Excited to have our co-host with us this evening and a really special guest. Erick out there on the West Coast is doing good things, so we're excited to have him. For you first-time passengers or even our frequent flyers, catching a lighter flight with us during the week, we remind you to smash that subscribe button, like, comment, good, the bad, let us know what we're doing wrong. All that feedback helps us. But once you smash that like button and subscribe, start collecting those miles, and that's what gets you entered in for all the great prizes and good giveaways that we have. It's that simple. You just need to subscribe. Flying a big plane like this is not easy, people. Keeping the wheels up week after week, it's not cheap. So the Rad Show is fueled by Red Bull and brought to you, powered by Element RC. Also, RC Car Action, FMS, and a complete list of all the other sponsors helping us make this show happen week after week. You can find that on our Facebook and Instagram page. But right now, it's Saturday night, and we are here live. And the best thing I can do is welcome our guest host for tonight. We're trying a new format. Each week we'll have a new guest with us. So if it is something that you are interested in, honestly, this is your time. Listen up. If you are interested in sitting in the seat next to me, call it a tryout, an audition of sort. The seat is open next to me for you to sit down, co-host, or be a guest, whatever, float your boat. But we thought the new format would be fun. Try out a new co-host each week, and you never know what could happen. So the first guest, as you saw us post, is Tyler Slane. Tyler is here for the ladies. He is the eye candy here to keep the women happy, and also tech savvy. He will be here to make me sound smart when the questions get too hard. I brought in a bulletproof vest to help me dig out from a hole I've gotten myself into. So without further ado, we are going to welcome on our guest host this evening, Mr. Tyler Slane.
Hey, well, that's quite an introduction. I appreciate it, Mike. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we are so happy that you were able to take time from your busy schedule, Tyler, because it's no secret you are a busy man. Obviously, tomorrow night you have your big bi-weekly, we're going to call it, your
Yep.
big bi-weekly CowRC Tech
Cowtech.
Tip.
Yep.
Cow,
Cowtech.
fantastic. So that is a live stream running every other week. And you can find that where? On the CowRC's
Yeah.
Facebook page?
Yep. CowRC YouTube page and CowRC Facebook pages as well. So yeah, we do that every other. Usually it's every other Sunday. We're going to kind of get on a routine, but this will be episode number 6. So we're relatively new on this, but it seems like it's been getting a lot of traction. We've been having a great time with it, and really the show is about helping all the customers and fans understand the CowRC products. There's a ton of different stuff out there. It's very technical, and Adam Ross is my co-host, and he and I both go through the different products. We do product releases, new things, do giveaways as well. There's always a giveaway on every episode, so you may want to check out. And they're actually really, really good giveaways too. So yeah, it's a fun time. We're having a great time with it.
Very informative, and like you said, you guys get to the comments, you guys answer the questions that are coming in. You always have something new to talk about each week. It's an exciting show. So I thought you would make a great guest host this week, obviously, because you've got the setup, you know the routine. Make it easy on us to just jump in here and grab the helm and sit down with us. So thank you, Tyler.
Oh, absolutely. No, I enjoy this stuff. This is a lot of fun. This is kind of new to me, honestly, in the RC hobby. So I always like trying new stuff in the RC hobby, and this is kind of another one of those new things, and I really like it.
100%. And when I talk about you being busy, you were airbrushing about the exact same time I was. We were getting some of the same airbrush equipment. Then
Right.
you started hydro dipping right away.
Yep.
Talk about a man, 3D printing, really
Mhm.
expanding your portfolio of, adding to your arsenal of things that you can do. And obviously the RC hobby is no shortage of those aspects. Of if you want to learn how to airbrush or 3D print, there is something here in this hobby for you.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy that. It's part learning new things is part of the fun. And I mean, in the RC hobby, there's all kinds of competitions. I mean, there's RC 4-wheel drive does competitions. You have, I mean, these are just build competitions, and
Sure.
not to mention the millions of different actual RC events that you can compete with. So that to me drives me to do that stuff. I mean, like take this truck as an example. Scale Rat helped me, through Messenger on how to do this weathering technique. He and I are friends from meeting at different events, and then just kind of develop a relationship, and he helped guide me through this, and it just helps build me as a hobbyist, and learn something new rather than buying it or having someone else do it. It's just that's my way of learning and having more fun with it.
100%. And honestly, there's a lot of times I enjoy the build.
Yeah.
That is like
100%.
something I look forward to. Is I just enjoy the build so much.
100%. And you learn so many new things. I mean, it's like drifting. Like this winter, I don't like being outside in the cold, so I picked up drifting, and it's a lot of fun. I learned it's a lot different than anything else I've done, and I'll do it again this coming winter.
And I think that might be the best reason why we have the guest here tonight. Is I've been super excited to learn what he's been doing in the drift world. And then we have a future guest coming on. You know what RC Supremacy's been doing with the micro drift cars. I mean, drift is really just a super exciting part of the hobby. And I've seen some really scaled out drift cars with the roll cages and engine bays. They really get done up. It's very cool.
Impressive.
Yeah. So we're going to bring Erick on here to let him introduce himself. I know we have Fishing Bill also in the green room. Right. I think later on we're going to check in. Bill, just sit tight back there. Make yourself comfortable, but we will pop in and see what's happening back in Fishing Bill's garage. I know he's been Busy man the last couple of days painting up some bodies. And I think it'll be great to see what he's been working on this week.
Oh yeah, what I've seen is really nice so far.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen. Oh, yes, yeah, you've seen a couple that he's been doing. That's right.
Yeah. No, he does a great job.
Well, Erick Sarceno kind of broke the internet yesterday with a Facebook post that he did and kind of flipped the RC world upside down. So we'll check in with him now. Erick, we're coming to you, so just bear with me here. I'm captaining the ship here. Let me steer it and get rid of this banner and make room for our man to slide in here. So let me hide this. And Erick, here we come, sir. Get yourself presentable. Boom, boom. Go like this. What did I do to Erick? I'm going to put him center stage.
There he is.
Erick, I wanted to give you center stage, my friend. Put you right there in the big center spotlight, give you plenty of room and the big opportunity to talk about what's new. I mean, honestly, let's get right into it. Why don't you tell us who you are and maybe something exciting might be going on right now. I saw you wanted to flip Facebook upside down with your post yesterday, so I'm sure there's no shortage of things to talk about tonight.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, wait, right here. Here we go. It says, I'm Erick. Erick Sarceno. I'm just a guy, you know. I like to say I'm just a dude trying to make the world a little bit of a better place, you know, one day at a time. And so, yeah, I mean, you guys make me blush, man. I wasn't trying to break the internet or anything like that. I was just, you know, saying my goodbyes to a company that's been amazing to me for the last couple of years. And it was a really tough post to write. I had to actually write it about a week or two ago because I knew that I'd have, you know, revision, and I wanted to say the right things, and I wanted to thank the right people, and, you know, I wanted to make sure people knew that, you know, my leaving was on good terms, and on, you know, I left with a handshake and a hug out of that office, and, you know, I love Jen's Ace, and I'm so thankful for them because they like my post said, they took a chance on me. They didn't have to hire somebody with you know, out that RC industry experience, and, you know, they took a chance on me, and I'd like to hope it paid off for them. You know, we've done some amazing things over the last 2 years, and the last year that I kind of took the helm of the marketing department, and I'm just thankful, you know, and thankful for, you know, people like you guys that just make me feel like I'm cooler than I am.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, there's no question, Erick. You are a ball of energy at these events. It was a real pleasure watching you at Axial Fest or seeing videos posted of you at Proline by the Fire, really getting into it, throwing stuff into the crowd and getting everybody hyped up. So you are a ball of energy and a real beacon of inspiration in the RC community, really spreading a good vibe. And we're super humbled to have you here tonight. Because, you know, I've been curious to know about the whole black turtle thing. Obviously, you do like turtles. Who doesn't like a turtle? But it must be tied to the drifting, or is it tied to no prep drag racing, or is it both, or?
Neither. So the name Black Turtle actually came from before I even owned an RC. It's you know, I don't say the story very often, but it's actually an inside joke between my wife and I. Back when we were teenagers and had just started dating, and it turned into my life. I have to, you know, I turtle everything now, and so you know, I'll tell you guys a story, you know, just between us.
Yeah, we'll keep it quiet.
Yeah. So my wife and I actually worked together as teenagers. We were lifeguards at our local theme park. And when upper management realized that we started dating, they started to separate us. They're like, you know, no PDA, no young love. And so we had to get creative on how we communicated, how we, you know, snuck around and, you know, snuck a kiss or whatever between lunch breaks or between, you know, shifts. And so one of the things at the time that was very viral when we first started dating is actually that meme, the I like turtles kid. So that everybody was saying that I like turtles, and that was kind of, as kids do. Like now the TikTok kids have their own trends that go on. And so I told my wife, I said, we had radios. I said, if I ever am having a bad day, I'm going to get on the radio. And if you hear me say, Kendra, come in, and I say Operation Black Turtle, that means I love you. And fast forward, I think a year or two, when I was like, I'm going to be a YouTuber. And so I needed a name for a channel. And at that point I was doing a lot of gaming videos. I was in RC. I had bought an RC already, but I wasn't like in the community yet. And so we needed a name, and my wife goes, well, you're doing family vlogs, so, let's do Black Turtle. So it was originally Black Turtle Gaming. And then, once we switched over to RC, it kind of became official Black Turtle. And then people thought it was my nickname, so people started calling me Turtle. And, once that goes, Uncle Schultz knows that once people start calling you something, it doesn't stop. And so, I embraced it, and, I rock my turtle everywhere I go. And turtles actually ended up being a really, really good symbol for the things that I appreciate in my life. It's in Hawaiian culture, it's a very sacred, the turtle's a very sacred animal. And around the world, it has very sacred meanings. People love turtles, they protect turtles, and turtles actually, it's got a lot of meaning for me that kind of came as we developed Black Turtle. And so now it's just Black Turtle, and now I'm stuck with it.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
That's a really cool story.
Threw me a curveball.
There's a lot more than that than I expected.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and it's it's ended up being a really cool brand. I've had a lot of fun, developing my skills as a designer, and playing with the logo. And the logo's gone through, I think 6 or 7 versions, and I'm finally happy with the one I'm at now. And now it's actually the name of my company, Black Turtle, and my website that's going to be coming soon. And it's just been, Black Turtle's my life, and it's brought me to where I am today.
Wow.
And clearly you've been trying to push this, because I ended up with a Black Turtle keychain at USTE. You've been really trying to push this and promote it. Has it turned into sort of a team now? Are there more people a part of this crew?
Yeah, so I mean, we have, I like to say, anybody that supports me is part of the family. If you, even if you just like one of my posts, you're part of the family, you're part of the Ohana.
I love it.
That's how it is. I'm coming from the world of marketing, and branding is so important to me. So that was like kind of the first thing I was like, I don't care if I don't ever end up coming out with products, as long as people know the name. And if you see that turtle in palm trees, like, oh, that's Black Turtle, I'll be happy, And so luckily we do have product coming out, so I'm super stoked about that. Yeah. But like I said, I really just wanted to get the name out there, and kind of more people recognize me for that, which, I think more on the TikTok side of things. I ended up going viral on TikTok, so the youth knows me well. But now I'm still just trying to push that name in the RC market, and it looks like it's doing well. So I'm super stoked about that.
That's awesome.
It couldn't happen to a more humble guy. I'm so happy for you, Erick. It's amazing to see your evolution, and you've been around the RC for a while. Remember back in the day with the RC Hangout thing? You've been doing live streams and YouTube and Facebook and these podcasts for a very long time. Are you and Jeff still doing the RC Hangout thing?
So we want to, as you guys dedicated the show to him, but we did end up losing our brother earlier this year, and that was a really big blow to our family. I think it's tough for us, and I don't want to speak for the other 2 guys, Oscar and Jeff, but people usually only see us out. I don't like to say like our show faces, because this is who I am most of the time. If I'm at an event, I'm this loud, obnoxious dude. If I'm at home, I'm this loud, obnoxious dude. My wife can definitely attest to that. But it's been hard to be us without him, because it's been the four of us, since the beginning. Obviously the guy started things before me, brought me on as time went on, but it's really tough to do something that's us without him.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't mean that it won't come back. We're just trying to figure out what coming back looks like, so it's tough. I definitely do miss it. I know with myself working for Jen's Ace, Oscar working for Red Cat, it was definitely, and Brandon had taken on new responsibilities at work, and it was really tough to kind of get us all to kind of be on the same schedule. And we always said, if we're gonna put something out, we want it to be quality. Even if it's once a month, we want you guys to enjoy it. And I think that's what we found a lot of success in with the RC Hangout, was that people like the product. People originally told us, oh, people aren't going to like 3-hour episodes. And we even said people aren't going to like 3-hour episodes. And when we started doing them shorter, people were like, whoa, where's the 3-hour episodes?
Oh.
And so we really wanted people to feel like they were here in the garage with us, just talking shop. That's why it's the Hangout. That's why it's cool. Come hang out with us, come be with us. And, I like to think the RC Hangout came about years ago. We just didn't record anything, and so we always said, like, let's start a podcast. We were going to originally do like builds on Twitch, or we were going to do a YouTube live stream where we were just building, or, we were going to do vlog, and we were just like, and then the pandemic hit and we had nothing else to do. So we just said, we'll buy the equipment and we'll do it. We don't know when we're going to leave our house. So let's just have some fun. And it was very successful because people like the quality of it. And so we want to make sure that if we do come back, when we do come back, it's some quality content.
Well, that's so cool.
Right? And Tyler, there is no shortage of content like this out there. The internet's kind of gotten flooded with these shows, and watering them down doesn't help any. So I appreciate you taking the time to come up with a quality content, something that makes sense for everyone. But some of those shows are the best, that when you're just kind of riffing and hanging out with your friends, being a part of that experience is kind of fun. I used to enjoy your show tremendously on a Sunday morning, even with the time difference that we had. We're dealing with the 3-hour time difference. We found a way to, just be a part of it. And you and Jeff are doing great things. And obviously, with Autism Awareness Month last month, we dedicated many shows to the ASD family in memory of Brandon. And absolutely, we can't go another sentence further without, extending our condolences to you and your guys. Brandon was amazing.
We appreciate that. Yeah, and it's a tough loss, not even just for us, as his family, but just everybody that I talked to about him just had nothing but amazing things to say about Brandon. And it really showed that, like I said, it's who we put out to the world is who we are. It might be a little bit of an amplified version, but it's who we are. We don't like to fake it around here, because there's no point in that. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy what we do. I enjoy when people come up to me and, want to talk to me. That was the hardest thing to get used to, was people coming up to me and saying, hey man, like, whatever happened to your garage door? And I'm like, first of all, who are you? And then I'm like, how do you know? Like, you watching my house, bro? Like, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh wait, I've put my whole life out on the internet. And so that took a long time to get used to. But but we want what we want to put out, the product that we want to put out, and the people that we want you guys to see is who we are. This is us. This is what we'd be like if no one was watching.
I love it.
Yeah, and something, since I'm here, that people might like, I don't know, but I have been working on my own show, just because I do miss it, but I wanted to do something different than the Hangout. So it won't be a live show. So we're actually doing a video podcast. It's called Turtle Talk, and that is coming out hopefully soon. I want to get a couple of episodes recorded and edited. Video podcasts do take a little bit longer to edit because it's, video, audio, making sure everything's synced up. So we've got, I think, 4 episodes recorded now. I've got a couple shows with Oscar. I got some shows with my family, and it's a show that I wanted to do a little bit different than your normal podcast in the RC world. I like to say it's a show with RC people that's not necessarily about RCs.
Okay.
Right. Mostly because like anytime a lot of people come in, it's like, so tell me about this build you're doing, you know? And so that's, which I love those, but like you said, the market's saturated, you know?
Yeah.
How many times can we ask someone the same question? So I wanted to take a different approach and just, you know, talk more about the person behind the build, you know? And so like Oscar and I get into a little bit about our background, like our youth, you know, we both came up from the inner city, right? We, you know, Oscar grew up in Oakland. I grew up in East Palo Alto, which were, you know, some sketchy places to grow up in the 80s and 90s. And, you know, we've built a life where we, you know, those lives are way back when. And so we do touch on that. You know, I do talk to like Tyler Zavadil, RC Drag Talk. That episode was such a funny one where we talk, you know, a little bit about his background in drag racing and, you know, us used drag racing our Honda Civics back in the early 2000s, you know, and so things like that. So it's a really cool show. I'm really excited to put it out there, and it's coming soon.
That sounds fun.
It does. And I think Tyler will agree with me on this. I think very, very smart not to do it live. I wish I wish I was not live. The amount of, the amount of times I wish I could back up and delete and re-record. This is not easy to do.
No, it's not.
This was kind of a personal mission, a venture of mine to just kind of get over my own personal anxieties and my own social quirkiness. You know, people that know me, it takes a lot for me to stand still like this. This is not me. Like, I am bouncing off the walls, but something to keep me focused and a way to burn some energy was something that I needed. We have a tremendous amount of fun with it, but live is not easy. So I like the idea of recording it, but it's important to know the biography of the person behind the build, because it starts to paint a picture of the build itself. You know, when I've gotten to know Tyler, and now as you see some of his builds, you see some of Tyler's personality come out in it. So I think getting to know the person is super duper important. Our personal part that we tried to do with the Rad RC show was some of the lighter side, you know, USTE and the food trucks. Like, we don't have to be RC all the time. Let's talk about the food trucks they have at USTE. The one line I drop all the time, they bring a cheesesteak truck there, but I guarantee you, it's not a Philly cheesesteak in Florida. I promise you that. But it's that lighter side. It doesn't have to be all about a DIY tech tip all the time. We got Tyler doing that on Sunday nights to feed us the DIY tech tips and the Cow RC product when we need it, right?
Well, it sounds like, Eric, it's almost like, you know, I think part of the fun thing about RC is going to events. And it sounds like you're almost doing like a virtual event where you're having, you know, just casual conversations with people that you know in the RC industry, but it's not about RC necessarily. So
yeah,
kind of what
exactly.
It sounds like to me.
And that,
I like
it opens me up as well to be able to bring in people from my life that are not necessarily in RC, but I think have an amazing story. Okay. Right?
Oh,
and so one of the episodes that I'm really excited about is an episode I'm doing with my mom, actually. You know, so my mom has touched on RC maybe twice over the decade that I've been like really into it. But my mom has such a beautiful story. You know, from her, you know, coming to this country, you know, she came here illegally. She's a citizen now, but hearing her story and hearing things like that, I don't think that's something that I necessarily want to just keep to ourselves. I think it's such a beautiful, like the tales that she's told me that to this day, like I'm passing those stories on to my child, and my wife knows those stories, and it's just like, wow, like it really gave me a different appreciation for my mom. And, you know, it gives people different, I hope it kind of opens people up to that conversation to, you know, maybe there's stuff about your parents that you don't fully know, or there's stuff about your parents that you just kind of didn't appreciate as much. So it opens it up to that. You know, I have one of my best friends is a Marine, so we're going to talk about that. And, you know, but again, he's not an RC person. I do know some people, you know, that are not necessarily in the RC space, but that are also some cool people to know. You know, I have like, you know, one of my ex-students that, you know, I used to coach high school soccer, and I coached boys soccer for a long time. He's playing professional soccer in Mexico now. So I'd love to do
Wow.
an episode with him and
That's
just talk
cool.
about him being this 12-year-old dweeb with braces that came up that was my, you know, one of our starters' little brothers who I was like, he was like, oh, my brother wants to play. And I'm like, ah. So now, you know, living the life in Mexico and,
Well, that's
you know,
amazing.
living the dream. And so things like that, I'd love to do stuff like that. And, you know, the show really lets me do that. You know, and it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's kind of the beauty of what I do with my media is I do it for myself first. Like I want to make sure that I'm documenting my life to be able to look back on. I have so many vlogs from before RC that I can go back and look on and say like, I did some cool stuff in my life. And then I'm kind of doing that and hoping that people see what I'm trying to put out and enjoy it.
I love it.
That's so cool.
And that really should be your mission statement, is opening up the story of what the name Black Turtle means. I
Yeah.
think this show you're trying to do ties right back to the name and the meaning behind it. It's, you know, I'm jealous. I love the idea of bringing a mom on and getting to meet people in your life. And guess what? You know, you don't have to go chasing likes on Facebook. Just do it because you like it. And if people tune in, so you know, so be it. I love it.
And that's the approach that I've always kind of taken to, you know, anything I've done. And my YouTube channel, I haven't posted since before I started working at Gen Ace, but I really just did it just for me, and it ended up paying off in ways that I'm still, you know, kind of recouping on right now. Like my YouTube channel and the RC Hangout is what got me my job at Gen Ace, and you know, it's still paying off. You know, I'm still super excited about it. So I'm gonna keep doing things that way. You know, I'm hoping that it keeps paying off, and I'm hoping that people keep enjoying what I do.
You've definitely grown. You've reached out. You met vendors. You've met people. You have come a long way. There is a clear evolution in the world of Erick Sarceno from the time I met you till now. It's a beautiful story. The world needs to know it, and you're going to be able to share it with us now. I'm excited. I can't wait for you to start posting this.
That sounds super interesting.
Yeah, I'm stoked. And it's one of those things where, you know, I kind of take advantage of, like, you know, a couple of episodes I shot were because I was at an event and I was like, I got time. I got an Airbnb. I have all my equipment. All my equipment fits in a Pelican case, so I bring it with me wherever I can. So I'm going to keep doing that. If I'm at an event and I know you and you're an interesting person, I will probably have you do an episode with me, and I'm able to just set it up really quickly. It's super modular, so it'll be a good time. I'm excited. There's a lot of cool people
blowing up right now with volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have an interesting story, you know, we can make it work. So I'm stoked. You know, it'll be good.
With all that equipment that you carry around, it's a good thing, you know, you've got a great backpack to help carry that
There
stuff
you go.
around.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honestly,
Absolutely.
I did use, so I took all my stuff before I had my Pelican case. I took it in my carry-all. Everything fit in my carry-all. I had 3 cameras, 3 tripods.
I remember your sling bag too. At USTE, you had the sling bag all done up with your camera gear.
Oh yeah,
you were done up.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing for media stuff. I mean, my sling bag is I take it to events where I'm, you know, maybe just shooting, you know, it's not an RC event, but I need my cameras with me. I could fit everything plus my wallet plus extra stuff, and it's been clutch. My wife was jealous. She actually ended up taking. I actually ended up winning one of the ASD ones that you donated. I think like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So my sister ended up winning it, and she was like, I know you really wanted this, and so she gave it to me, and so I traded her for an SCX 24. And so I got so that one I used for a long time, and now my wife uses that one, but she sees the V2 and she's like, well, maybe we'll hang this one up because it's special and you get me another one. And I'm like, okay, if you say so, we'll do that.
We got to get a Black Turtle edition done for you right away. That would be the perfect way to promote what you're doing. We did a Gen Ace one right before USTE. I think it will only be appropriate to get the Black Turtle done.
I
Well,
think.
well, there you go, Mike. You haven't found a niche in the media and photography scene that you
Yeah,
can sell
right?
bags for.
Well, I know, and that's where we got hooked up with RC Supremacy too. Was what? Oh, look at my
Oh, yeah,
man's flexing that Gen Z's. That came out really good.
yeah, that's
That
neat.
came out real
I'm
good.
keeping this one. This one I had to, it's up on my
A token to come home with. I love it.
so it's up next to my my ASD chip and my Proline 40-year coin. It was up there with those.
Wow.
My chip slid down here. I was going to pull it out and flex on you with it, and I'm like, I'm trying to get it. Those chips are special. I got to hear the backstory on them. You can't buy those.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that chip. The
Yeah, so
ASD.
these chips. So for the people that don't know, so one of the biggest things about my life that I've had a part of my life for the last couple of years is being a part of ASD crawlers. Oscar and Brandon have always kind of been the face, so they were gracious enough to bring me in. I actually was at the first autism awareness crawl, and I was helping out every year since. And we have this joke that it took me 5 years to officially get my shirt. But this, for those that don't know, we put on events, and we do those events to help bring awareness to ASD and to raise funds for these charities in the Bay Area that are helping both adults and kids on the spectrum, because there's a lot of programs that we help kids after they age out, because if most people don't know that once you hit 22, your resources aren't really there. There's people that help you, but they're not always government funded, or there's a lot of fundraising that goes to those. So we help out those charities, because just because you turn 22 doesn't mean ASD goes away, right? And so we think everybody should have access to resources. We work with charities that work with law enforcement to do training to how to handle dealing with people on the spectrum, and they teach vocational skills. So there's a lot that these charities do. So we Fly Brave Foundation, that's one of our favorites, and there's the Contra Costa. I remember the name. I'm spacing right now.
Can you say that again?
The Fly Brave Foundation. Check them out. I'll post links down below where you can find more information on these charities here. They're amazing. The boys met them before we got in, and just once we heard their story, it was just we didn't hesitate to just keep working with them, and they're awesome. That's who Oscar and Brandon would hand the checks to every year. They go and personally deliver the checks.
I love that idea, because I think the kids get so much attention on the spectrum at an early age, and there is so much help, and it is an important part of their life to be coaching and guiding them, because working with my son when he was 5 to 10 made the biggest difference when he turned 15. It's an age when you need to work with them, but just because he turns 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, it hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
Knowing that these services are out there and that you're helping them, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that it's near and dear to all of our hearts. Oscar, our founder, he has his sons. He has 2 sons on the spectrum. My nephew is on the spectrum. My wife is an occupational therapist and did a lot of work with kids, at different clinics and stuff, helping with early intervention. I was a parent instructor for a long time, at a school, dealing with kids that were high school age that were, they looked like grown men, just like you or me, but they were, nonverbal, they had aggression. So we did a lot of work with those boys, kind of teaching them how to go through life in school and learn what they needed to do. Even my sister works with a foundation here that helps with early intervention, helps parents find resources, when young single parents, young parents that just don't have anybody else, her foundation helps them, and she works here at a local elementary school doing that full time. And so it's near and dear to our hearts. Everybody that's part of ASD crawlers is been touched by ASD in some way, so we understand firsthand what is there and what isn't there, and what we can do to try and make sure that everybody just understands. We like to make the world a place where everybody feels comfortable and everybody can shine. I just like to say I want every kid out there to feel like a rock star 100% of the time. And if we do that with one RC event at a time, and that's as much as we can do, then that's what we'll do. If we can do more, then we'll do everything we can to do that.
Oh, Mike, you're on mute.
Uh-oh.
Well, while he's... So the one thing, Eric, I want to understand is, so what does the chip symbolize?
So there's two different chips out there right now.
Okay.
So there's this blue one, which I think Oscar's in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's less than 40 of these in the world. We only made them once for this last event, and then it might even be less than that. And then there's a black one that everybody got. I think the first 200 people got them in their goodie bag at our event. So those were just, if you came to our event, it was a thank you from us. You're good, Mike.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But these blue ones, we really wanted to save for those people that have been, we, like as Mike calls them, ASD warriors, right? People that have been with us for the cause, that have put in that work, kind of those unsung heroes that, those families that have been with us since day one that might not necessarily want their names put out there because they're just doing it. They're like, here's this for the kids, here's that. So this is our way of recognizing them and saying, there's a beautiful story that comes behind them, about Oscar and Brandon taking a gamble on ASD crawlers. And, there's a lot of times when, there was putting on an event is not a cheap thing. And the guys have had to, put blood, sweat, and tears. And, we do every year where, nobody's paying us to be out there. So we're really taking a gamble that these things are going to work out. And, I don't say it as beautifully as Oscar does, because when he says it, I cry. But that's what the blue ones are for. So, the guys all have one. And then we had a couple that we gave out at the event to people that were there present. And then we saved a couple for people like Mike, who weren't necessarily able to be present, but we know are out there, spreading awareness and doing what they can for the cause. So we wanted to do our part to recognize that. So that's what,
that's really
the
neat.
blue ones are.
So there's 40 blue ones, and you basically have saved those for 40 individuals that were deserving.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there's cool people in the industry that have them, that have been supporters of ours from day one or, day two. It doesn't matter, but they put in that blood, sweat, and tears to be with us and, support us.
Mike, I think we can hear you.
Okay.
You're a little quiet, but...
you know what? Just stand with me for 1 second. I just want to try one thing. I didn't want to step on him while he was doing his thing. Just let me try one thing here. See if this gets any louder.
No, now you're muted.
Any louder? Any louder? No? Quiet?
Yeah, a little bit louder.
How about louder? Louder?
That's a funny voice there.
No?
No, you're getting worse.
Worse. Okay. Louder?
Yeah.
Louder?
That's better.
All right, I'm going to leave that one. I still don't think this is the right microphone. I'll just speak up a little bit. I think I'm on the laptop mic now. I don't know why it cut out. Anyway.
What you might want to do, Mike, is turn off the background music.
Are you still catching the background music?
Yeah.
Okay, let me close that out.
It'll be
might
easier
help.
to hear you.
Okay, stand by 1 second.
Fish and Bill, I see your comment. I'll send you a message, bud.
Banners, go to brand. I'm going to close out the music. Boom.
And while he's doing that, if anybody's watching, we are taking sponsors for ASD Crawl. So we always like to say there's nothing too small and nothing too big. It's whatever's in your heart. We have people that will just come up on the day of and stop at a hobby shop and put in a body to the raffle. Every bit helps.
Nice.
So, it's always weird asking people for stuff, but if anybody is interested, shoot me a message, shoot the ASD Crawlers RC official page a message, and one of us will get with you and figure it out. We've had a lot of people that have donated everything from RC stuff. We have amazing families that donate bikes every year. So kids that don't have a bike at home get to take a bike home. That's one of my favorite things to do. We have, kids specific rigs. We have, our raffle is an event in itself. And if you have never seen one of our raffles, I definitely suggest coming just for that. It's always funny to hear other people talk about it because they're like, yeah, dude, their raffles are like 3 hours long, and everybody's like, oh, I don't want to sit through that. I don't want to sit through that. And they're like, no, dude, like it's awesome. And we try to make it because, you know, we don't want to sit there and go, you know, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Those are
right?
awful.
And so we have kids dance offs. We've got giant Jenga going on. We've got mini games, so you could look this way and look that way and make sure that you're looking at your ticket. So we try to keep you entertained, you know, because you put good money into this, and we want you to have a good time. We want you to leave ASD with nothing but good memories, and that's our goal every year.
I think you just broke some interesting news here because I was unaware until this moment that the ASD crawl was happening. Did I freeze?
No, you're good. I think Eric froze.
Oh, okay. I heard him say, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, he must have saw something pop up. Uh-oh.
Yep, there he went.
There he's
back. There he is. He's back. He's back.
See you.
We'll give him a second here. I'll make sure he's got his... Eric, you good? Make sure he's unmuted. Let me make sure he's fine on my end. Boom. I'll give him a second. Eric, we can see you, buddy. What I wanted to say, Tyler, to him was, this is the first I've heard about the autism crawl happening. There was rumor that this year it might not happen because of their loss with Brandon. So this will be interesting. Eric, are you with us? I want to give him a second here. I'm going to remove him and bring him back.
Okay.
I'm going to just see if that helps him at all. Add the stream. I'm going to slide him over here, back to the middle. Eric. He's glitching on me. I don't know if he knows that his video's up. Eric, we can see you.
Can't hear anything.
You can't.
We can hear
us.
you.
We can hear you. Check your mute.
We can hear you.
Bro.
Okay.
Check your mute. Because we hear you.
You may need to repair your earbuds. They keep glitching. That's probably why.
Edit mic settings. I'm gonna make sure he's okay on my end. Microphone volume. Automatically adjust microphone volume. Echo cancellation. He's texting me. It looks like. I'm gonna tell him we can hear him just fine. Boom boom. I think he's texting us. But yeah, bummer.
Yeah, now, when is that event normally? Is that?
Well, it's right around the time of Proline by the Fire.
Oh,
the
okay.
rumor was, when I talked to Oscar last, it was literally going to be the weekend. I think it was either before or I think it was the weekend before Proline by the Fire. And he's like, you could literally come out to the autism crawl this weekend, stay the entire week, and move right into By the Fire.
Sure.
Which is a fantastic time, but a long week.
It sounds good as
on
a plan.
Paper. Yeah, on paper.
Yeah, on
It
paper.
sounds good.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
Now, I assume it's in the same. I mean, I know it's out in California. I assume it's the same like area of California.
The problem is with California, it's so freaking big.
Yeah, everything's in California.
Yeah, it takes up the entire like West Coast.
Right.
Everything is. Well, I used to message Paul Wilhite from Proline every time I would see a forest fire in California, and be like, Paul, I hope you're okay. And he'd be like, Mike, do you realize it's like 8 hours south of us? Like, no, I just heard California and I panicked.
Well, that's how I feel about Pennsylvania. It just never stops.
Yeah, right.
Keeps going.
There we go.
He's phone bound. It looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. My stream started acting up, so I just hopped on my phone real quick to make sure that we can still talk a little bit.
Good improvising.
You're preaching to the choir. Do I understand the world of technical difficulties? My goodness.
Yeah.
Eric, where we were getting to, my friend, was you dropped something here that caught me off guard. The ASD crawl is 100% happening. Is that what you're telling us right here and now?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't really say too much, but one of the things for us was we did have to take a step and say, is this something we want to do, right? Is this something that we want to continue doing without Brandon? And without kind of getting too much into kind of our what happens at our inner meetings, but we kind of came to the conclusion as a family that you know
He
if
would want it.
exactly if it were one of us, we would
Yeah,
be
makes sense.
kicking and screaming, saying, "Don't you dare stop this on my behalf."
Mm.
And if of all of us, I think Brandon would be one of the most hard-headed ones that would say, "Nah, you ain't stopping this because of me," And so, um, we have a lot of cool stuff planned. We're not going to release a lot of that yet, so I'm going to tread lightly because I know Oscar's watching, so I don't want him to, send me a message like, "Hey, yo, you weren't supposed to say that." But we have some really cool ideas this year. We're actually doing a 2-day event this year.
Oh.
Now, this is something that we decided last year. And again, it was one of those things that we needed to kind of see if we still wanted to take that on, being a man down and being in this, where our hearts were kind of split on what to do. We were like, you know what, let's go for it. So Friday is one of those days that you aren't going to want to miss, but Saturday's still going to be our main day. We have some really cool ideas. I'm honestly like I'm getting giddy about it because Oscar brought this idea to the table that is is really us. I haven't seen any event done like that. It's a little mini game event. Um, it's if you've seen myself on the trail, I'm a heckler, so it'll definitely be a heckler's welcome event. I guess that's what I can say.
What does a
It'll
heckler
be
do? What,
uh,
what is that?
so I like to call it being a scumbag. I like to scumbag people into sending it.
Oh, I
So
see. You like other people breaking their stuff.
not necessarily breaking their stuff, but I want to see people like, when those people are like, "Oh, that rock looks kind of hard," and they're like, "I'm gonna go around." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Your rig probably wouldn't be able to do it anyways." And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." So I'm like, "No, it's cool, dude. Like some of us are built to go on the rocks. Some of us take fire roads. Like that's okay." So
I love it.
that's me. If I'm behind
That's
you,
funny.
I don't care if I'm the leader of my group and you're in the back of yours. I'm still gonna heckle you. I don't care if we've never met in our life. Like, dude, if you had a little more grip, a little bit better shot, a little bit, So that's definitely me. So it is that's what I'll say. It's an event where that may or may not be welcome, and I may or may not be partaking in that. So we're waiting to confirm a couple things before because we're trying to make it to where it'll kind of bring more people in. So we're trying to include some people. So once those people confirm, we'll put out all the information. And there's a lot of awesome groups in our area that are putting on some events. NorCal Monster Truck is coming out, putting on some monster truck races. RC Drag Talk is doing their sand drags or dirt drags. We like to call them dirt drag nationals, just because we can. Because everybody likes to call their event a national, so why not? Dirt drag nationals at ASD. So we're that's our joking title for it. And sled pulls, drifting at a crawl event is becoming a cool thing. So
Yeah.
we're gonna drift. I might even bring some lowriders. I don't know. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna just go out there and do what we do, and I'm excited to do it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So
I
if you're
love
in the
it.
Northern California area in September, come on by.
We did get some information here. It is not close to Pearline by the Fire. It sounds like one's north, one is south. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think if I'm doing my math correct, they're about 8 hours away from each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
my. That's
a
far.
good ride. Yeah. It's almost
Yeah.
a plane flight. Okay.
It's definitely a plane flight, but we still drive it down there.
I wanted to go on a rapid fire here for a couple of things. The first one was before my microphone dropped out, I had to quick go back to the ASD guys as a whole from day one since I discovered what you guys were doing as, for to bring awareness. You guys always made it look cool, from your apparel to the way you present and carry yourselves at events. You bring an edge and this gangster vibe and just make it look so cool. You are amazing advocates for bringing awareness, and you guys seem to focus on young age to adult. So keep doing what you guys are doing. It is so freaking awesome to just watch what you do, and you inspire me to do a better job, to bring it any chance I can, and you do the same for others, and that's what it's about, growing awareness. Tyler and I were speaking about an adult scenario earlier today about the police officers,
right,
how they must have to deal with this. Is this a person, are they drunk? Are they high? Well, no, sometimes you have to step outside that and look from a different perspective. Not everybody's always drunk and high, you don't know what they're dealing with. Autism is a very unique, not a disability, that's not the right word. Autism is very unique because there isn't a trigger to offset you visually sometimes.
Exactly.
Before, there's not an arm sling unless they're wearing some sort of an identification tag or necklace or bracelet, something that will identify them as on the spectrum. Other than that, a lot of times it takes you to pay attention to the cues, and hopefully you pick up on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's just like you said, and just to kind of do my piece of making sure that if people that are watching now don't know, there is no like typical look for anybody with autism. It's not like something like Down syndrome that it's fairly apparent that what may be going on, but people with autism could look just like you and me. There's nothing that really distinguishes them. Like you said, sometimes parents will have them wear a shirt that says something, or they'll have a medical bracelet, for firefighters and law enforcement, but that's not always the case, and sometimes kids might not even have been diagnosed yet. People think that it might be just a child misbehaving, and it's kind of funny. My wife and I now, like, we'll sit there and we'll be, we have our daughter, so we're around kids a lot, and we'll hear a child, and we look over and we're like, oh, like, I don't know, there's like this moment where you can just kind of say, okay, I think that child might be on the spectrum because of the cues, and when you kind of sit there and watch, there's tells of that you can look for, and it's not always that way, but most of the time, especially when you've been around it for as long as we have, that we'll kind of just say, we're, instead of sitting there and going, oh, like, that parent needs to do a better job, I've taken the time and saying, hey, like, do you need some help? You saw, like, if they drop something, their child's kind of throwing things, there's takes me 2 seconds to go pick them up and say, hey, you got this. I've done that, and sometimes it's welcome, sometimes it's not, but it's one of those things where more often than not, people don't realize that ASD also affects those parents.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Because those parents, first of all, there's no rule book there's no guidebook to being a parent. I've learned that for sure over the last couple of years with my daughter. There is no set, your child's going to do this, this, and that, and you can do this, this, and that. No, every day is a new adventure. Every day you learn something new. Every day you fail multiple times. And when you add something like ASD to the mix, my heart goes out to the parents, and I want to make sure that, I've talked to parents in the RC industry. Just recently, I can think of somebody that I just kind of came up to, and I wanted to make sure they knew that people see that they're doing the best job they can. I see them being a super dad. I see them, that they are doing what they can with what they have to be as best a parent as they can. And that's all anybody can ever ask for. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be okay. But it's those parents that go above and beyond for their child, even if they don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it with the intention of being that person's parent and never giving up on their child. I love seeing those parents. For me, like, one of those things that I do is, if I don't have a chip, I've given, like, my personal patches. For me, like, patches that go on my bag, those patches mean something to me if they're my patch. So if if I give you one of my patches right off my bag, like, know that comes with like a very like heartfelt meaning, extra love. And so I've given, I think, 2 or 3 of my patches, and I'm almost out. So I gotta, if the next one I give out, I might not have any more for myself, but like our ASD patches, and now we have like our black turtle patches. So, just like take this as like to remember every time you look at it on your bag that, you're a super parent, you're a super dad, you're a super mom. Keep doing your good work. It may not look like it now, but it's definitely paying off.
The patch that I have, my ASD patch on my backpack, was Brandon's. He took it off of his bag. He's like, we don't have any more here. He reached over on his bag, took it off, and gave it to me. He's like, you came
Wow.
all the way out here to the West Coast. He's like, we can't send you home empty-handed, and ripped it off his bag.
That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you guys all do something special. You guys are phenomenal. As a whole, you as a personal individual, I have a real understanding how you can talk 3 hours, Eric. You can do this.
You have a lot of interesting stuff to say.
Seriously, you can just keep this guy going, and he's just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
But
we're on hour 1.
Yeah. So we're going to do 2 things here. Eric, we're going to put you in the hot seat. We're going to do a segment of the show that we call This and That. It's rapid fire. For this, we are going to bring... now Bill gets up to take a piss. All right. Bill's been sitting here in the green room like a good boy the entire time. We're going to do our best. We're going to let Bill sit in here for a segment of This and That. And then we're going to let Bill show us what he's been working on this week and been painting.
Nice. Good idea.
And then before we let you go, Eric, if I don't learn something tonight about drift cars, I am failing. So I'd love to see something that you've recently done in the drift world. And maybe we can start figuring out this Jen's Ace message, if maybe... you can start sharing some hints, or what does this mean for Eric in the future? But we'll come back to that. We'll let you have some time to figure out how far you want to take it, because I know you're a superstitious man, and we don't want to jinx anything. So we'll let you go on that one. So let's bring in Bill first, and then we're gonna give him a this and that rapid fire. So
Let's
Bill,
do it.
pull your pants up, buddy. Make yourself presentable. We're coming to you at the stream. We'll make sure Bill's audio works.
There he is.
Yes, loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Awesome,
Good.
Bill.
Eric, what's up, man?
Bill, you know Eric. Eric, this is Bill. We're all here. Bill, sit tight. We're going to come back to you in a minute. Hopefully you have a little show and tell for us this evening. We're all excited to know what you've been painting and working on this week.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Eric, real quick, I'm serious about that. For your charity, I'd like to do a bike for you guys.
Huh.
So
That's
we can
awesome.
do one for you.
Hoorah. So, I know, Eric, you can make sure that Fishing Bill can find the right address or contact information to make donations happen.
For sure. Yeah. I'll send you a message here in a bit. Where you can kind of send them. Usually right now, because Jeff and I are local, usually a lot of stuff will come over here. The cool stuff all goes to Oscar, because they don't trust us with all the cool RTRs and stuff, so he gets to get all those. But we can definitely get you an address.
Great.
Fantastic. All right. So, hopefully, I'm going to put my Jeopardy music on. We're going to play.
Hi, baby.
Let's go
All right.
mobile.
The bench.
Tyler.
Yes, sir.
Tyler. I have my Jeopardy music on.
Yeah.
Can you still hear my microphone, people?
Yeah.
Okay. I will try and speak up and keep the Jeopardy music playing in the background. Erick Sarceno, are you ready, sir, for a game called This and That? Did he freeze on me?
He
again?
froze.
Ah,
Assuming he was-
wait.
There he goes.
Wait.
There he is.
Here he is. He's back.
There we go. I moved closer to my router because it was saying my Wi-Fi was having issues, which
Okay.
it never does, and it decides today to be the day.
Of course, how it
Dude,
works.
It's how it works. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, I specifically got this Wi-Fi so that I can.
Oh, don't jinx it.
Oh, no.
That's the worst. The second you do that, dude, it's the call of death every time. Anytime
And jinx.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time I flex,
He's-
bro,
That's why he's superstitious. He knows this stuff.
my microphone, the audio, the Wi-Fi. It happens every time.
You know, it's funny. You did just freeze for a second when you said that. Just for a split second.
Yeah.
I did. That was me. I was doing my breakdancing move. I freaked you out.
Well, Bill, are you happy that you have both your arms free now?
You know, I am two-handed now. I'm going to say I'm 1.5-handed.
Okay. Well, it's a half
So-
more than you had before.
Yes, it helps a lot. It's hard to like take lines with one hand.
Ah,
There he is.
Oh,
he's got a guest.
Eric brought a guest. All
Look at
right,
that.
now this is when I really need to practice what I preach. I call this a kid-friendly, family fun zone. Okay, so now I'm under the gun to make sure there are no swear words and we don't have to be screaming earmuffs. So hi.
Yeah, because Daddy never swears around you, right?
Right.
Never.
That's right.
This is a family fun, kid-friendly zone. Okay, so we're going to put Daddy in the hot seat here, Eric. It's a rapid fire. We set the time clock for 1 minute. Would you prefer to call or text?
I don't know. Call.
Call. Okay. Would you rather go to the bar or go to church?
Oh, that's a tough one. If my mom's watching, go to church every time.
Pizza or Chinese food?
Oh, pizza.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
If you're in Las Vegas, are you playing the slot machine or blackjack?
Blackjack.
Do you prefer a Lexan or a hard body build?
Ooh, hard body.
Okay. Medical use or recreational use? Medical use or recreational? Did he freeze? Or is he
Yeah.
just... He's
He's
refusing to
coming.
answer. Mom's watching.
Pleading the fifth.
I'm pleading the fifth. Medical use or recreational? I'm making him answer it now.
Medical.
Burger or hot dog?
Ooh, hot dog only because I'm brown and I like the hot dogs outside of a stadium wrapped in bacon with all the fun stuff on it.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ooh, mustard. Sorry, my wife gave me the look.
Are you a brush motor or brushless kind of guy?
Brushless.
Jeep or truck?
Ooh, I thought you were gonna say Jeep or Toyota. That's an easy one. Jeep or truck? Trick question. Gladiator.
Okay. Do you prefer on-road or off-road?
Ooh, off-road.
Win the lottery or meet your soulmate?
That one's easy because I've already met my soulmate. So I'll win the lottery. Take her to Hawaii.
Bravo. Flat rail or sea channel?
Sea channel.
Chicken or tuna?
Ooh, tuna.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
KFC or McDonald's?
Ooh, KFC because I have McDonald's way too often.
Action movie or comedy?
Comedy.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Summer or winter?
Summer. I'm from the tropics.
Are you a country or city boy?
I like to say I'm country, just not from this country.
Well played.
Guacamole or salsa?
Oh, I'll take a good guac.
Roger that. Do you prefer to drive or be the passenger?
Drive. I cannot be a passenger. I'm a terrible passenger.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook, because my grandma's still on here.
Okay, but now that you're TikTok famous, I need to get your autograph.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no! Don't you were doing?
Don't freeze. I heard him.
I know.
It's like he knows it now.
It was the
He's got his Jedi
spinning wheel of
Spidey.
death.
He's got his Spidey.
He knows when the tough questions are coming.
He's got his Spidey senses tuned. There we go. You know when it's coming now. You can sense it.
Yeah.
Samsung or iPhone?
iPhone.
Would you get a speeding ticket or more likely to get a parking ticket?
Ooh. I've actually been really good. I haven't gotten a parking ticket since I was or a speeding ticket since I was 19.
Don't.
And so parking. Parking.
Okay. College football or NFL?
NFL.
Okay, a UFO or Bigfoot?
Ooh, UFO.
Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
My wife hates this because she never buys it for me. Crunchy.
No.
It's a good woman.
Are you known to rock an air guitar or air drums?
Ooh, it depends on the mood, but I'm more of an air drum guy.
Wine or beer?
Champagne.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Tattoos. Last one. Fox News or CNN?
Oh, Jesus.
No one answers it, honestly.
I'd rather get my news from TikTok. It feels more credible.
Roger that. Bravo. Well played. Well played. Well played. That ends our segment of This and That, giving us a different look at the world of Erick Sarceno. Just a little fun, lighter side look at who you are, paints a picture in a nutshell of who you are and what you like. So, Erick, any parting words for us in the world of drift? I know you moved away from your last backdrop. Did you bring something with you?
Oh, he did.
He did.
That's nice.
All right. So what are we staring down the barrel of here?
So I have to give a big shout out to Red Cat because, I got a quick little peek in this one, towards the, I would say maybe like an hour before it drops. So,
Wow.
This one has been such a fun car. This is the Red Cat RDS. This is the RTR version, kind of converted to the kit version because I rebuilt it all. But it has been such an amazing car to just play around with. As you can see, let me see because this is mirrored. It's all carbon fiber under, and it comes with carbon fiber out of the box. It comes it's been such an awesome platform.
I haven't done body. How's the body come?
So it comes RTR with a Nissan inspired body.
Okay.
So it looks similar to the Concept 350Z that just came out.
Okay.
So it comes in either, I believe, gray or orange, and that to me has been my new recommendation for everybody for a drift car. I do own a Yokomo YD2S converted to a Shark, so for the drift guys, they do know that, so they'll know. I do own an MST. I've driven every drift car out there. Drift is kind of my where I came from, right?
Okay.
I was really into drift as a teenager. I'm from the Bay Area, so sideshows back before they were this crazy thing now that we love getting our car sideways. That's what I grew up doing, from donuts in the parking lot of a Lucky's at 3 a.m. because nobody's there, to full blown drifting. That's where my heart is. And so to get back into it has been awesome. This Red Cat has been amazing. The only thing that I've done is I've gone through and rebuilt the transmission from the RTR, which if I was a kid, I would have done on my own, and then just added my own electronics. I got the RTR specifically so that I can give my honest opinion to people that want to buy one, right? Kind of from both ways, like what it feels like when it's all built up to my liking and what it's like when it comes out of the box. And out of the box, it's not perfect. No kit I've ever built is. But I always like to say, if you're new to drift, the RTR will do you great. If you're new to RC, even better. My suggestion, if you have a good radio, put your radio on it, and that will be the biggest thing that you can change. That will make a huge difference. And then just upgrade as you go. As you learn to turn sideways, you start upgrading. Maybe get a nicer gyro. Now let's play with the ESC. Now let's play with the motor. But this has been so much fun. I'm actually...
Let me see it again. More car, less you. There we go. I like the... Is there an actual cage in there? Is that...
so this cage is built by Fused RC.
Wow.
And it is... I don't know if I can kind of get in
there.
there. There's nothing on the roof.
Like the window?
Yeah, so...
Bill, pay attention here because you need to be inspired how to paint my drift car body here. So we're looking for ideas.
I love that interior in that thing, that cage. That is very cool.
That's a cool way to put that in.
And a dash, too. A fake dash with a mock interior. I like it.
That dash is out of a RTR Gladiator body.
Wow.
Nice.
That steering wheel is from a Red Cat Impala.
And you have a seat buckle there hanging, too?
Yeah, that's my oh shit handle.
I love it.
It's with a star on it. That's sweet.
I like it.
And then here's the interior a little bit better.
Okay.
So we actually ended up getting this dash is from Smith Built Designs, or this center console. It comes with an e-brake and it bolts right in, nice and easy.
I like it.
The seat is printed and I made the harnesses. And then it says King of the Street tunes because we took this car to King of the Streets. And then there's some money because you have to pay to do King of the Streets.
At King of the Streets, I've always associated with no prep drag racing only. Did they have a drift area set up for you guys then?
They did have a full King of the Streets Drift Edition competition going on.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
A demo, like an expo demo, or
no? This was a
comp?
full-blown competition put on by Super G, who's they're like the big guys in RC. That I would kind of put them up against like the A mains of.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me the world of comp drift racing. Is it the first one back, across the finish line? Is it like regular racing, or is it about style points, or all the above?
There we go.
Okay, there you go.
It's way better in here.
Erick,
yes.
How does a drift race work?
So a lot of the people that put on drifts, they'll do something that's very similar to the full-size pro competition, which is Formula Drift.
Okay.
So it's usually some sort of qualifying. So you have your lanes or your course mapped out. You have your outer zones and your inner zones. So if it's an outer zone, you want to get your rear end in that box as much as you can. If it's an inner zone, you want to get your nose as close as you can to it. That's kind of the basics of that. And they'll judge you, this zone is worth 10 points. This zone is worth another 10 points. This is a big zone, so it's 20 points. So it usually ends up being either a 50 or 100 point system. And when you qualify, you want to get as close to 100 point run as you can. Right, and that puts you in qualifying order. Some people have random qualifying, and that varies by your track. And then you go into competition, which is usually, because it's a little bit smaller, it's usually like a top 32. And what ends up happening there is you do what's called a tandem run. So now you get 2 opportunities per round. So once you won, then you move on to the next one. But you do tandem runs. So you get a chance to be in front. And then you get a chance to be a chase or in the back. So if you're in the front, your job is just to go in and do another 100-point run.
And let the person behind you sort of mirror.
Yeah, if you're chasing, your job is to be their shadow. You want to mimic the angle. You want to be as close as you can without contact in RC, because most RC places don't allow contact. If you rub, you're out. I know locally we're a little lenient, because rubbing is racing. And then you get a chance to lead and you get a chance to chase. And then the judges will pick who the winner is at that point and who moves on. And then you go all the way till the finals.
Timeout, Tyler. Is this similar on the East Coast? Is this what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we haven't done the we don't, at least where I do it locally, we don't do like the qualifying points. We do it based on the kind of like the fans or the judges vote. And we just go right into the tandem competition. But we have the boxes and all that, but we don't have the point system.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, and if people are interested in watching, so we're actually having our East Bay Formula Drift here next weekend. So I'll actually be streaming that. I'm going to be the actual color commentator for the event. So I'll be doing that with shout out to East Bay Sliders. Josh has been my rock for RC Drift, and I'll give you guys, because you guys are scale guys like me, you'll like this. So East Bay Sliders actually has a product that I love. So he has a backfire kit. So there's the exhaust there.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Those are so cool.
Nice.
So it actually works off of the vibration, and it's all a self-contained kit
Love it.
that you see. You can barely see it.
Very cool.
I need to get that.
That's very cool. Very simple.
I need that. That is amazing. I love that. It's so simple.
Yeah. I've seen some more complex versions of it done.
Yeah.
This is very simple. I like it.
Yeah, so it's an affordable kit. I think they have a single and a dual kit, and it's either $23.99 or $26.99. It's affordable. It uses just a watch battery, so when the battery dies, you'll be fine. I actually realized that I've left mine on since King of the Streets, and it still works. So I'm gonna turn that off now.
Is this what made you go TikTok viral then, putting together drift videos? Because I've seen some really cool creative content out there with a Mario, like swinging a baseball bat off the back end of one of these things. He'll drift by and like hit the ball. Like I've seen some really cool creative stuff done.
For me, it was a lot of the scale realism stuff. So making cars look real.
Wait a minute, that's all over Instagram. There's got to be more to it. He's holding something back. He froze for a reason. You just don't come at me and tell me it's because I made real-looking photos. Bro, I post real-looking photos all day long on Instagram. Like, it is not the answer, dude.
Well, it's my realistic videos. So I like to make because that'll be kind of when my videos do go viral. It's I'll get comments of like, oh my God, I thought that was a real car. That seems to be very popular on TikTok, and that's where it kind of did me in. And then I've done a lot of videos that are not RC that have also kind of taken off. More just funny, like.
All right, I'll bite. What's your TikTok?
Official Black Turtle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have a TikTok account.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a whole new demographic for me. Those people have been awesome. They like to kind of see. I've done a lot of like live streams with like my sisters and stuff. I love doing family vlogs and family videos, and I want to get back to it. That's kind of now that I have more time. My family vlogs are going to come back, so I used to do weekend vlogs. So wherever I was doing for the weekend, I would try and record as much as I could. So those are coming back. So. Some people enjoyed those. They just like kind of hanging out with us. Now that I've got, this little one, she definitely keeps me busy. So, I have some stuff from like our trips back home. And so it's a lot of fun, but yeah.
Eric, we don't want to kick you off. We want to let you sit with us for another minute. I'm going to shuffle our faces around. I'm going to put Fishing Bill center stage. He's been painting all week long, so let's let Bill show off what he's been doing before we work on our final goodbyes. I'm getting messages here from Tyler's wife. It's getting past his bedtime. So,
that's right.
I'm going to do our best to stay on the timeline here. All right, so Bill, we're putting you center stage. Boom. See how I did that?
Look at that, in the spotlight.
Out of flaw.
All right, Bill, we wanted to check in with you, sir, because, one, Tyler just revealed to us that you got the cast off. Is that right?
I did get the sling off. I can move around. Look, 2 hands. It's been a while since you've seen that.
Oh, boy. We're keeping this kid friendly. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking.
The bad thing is, though, I don't have anywhere to store stuff now. I was keeping my wallet, my phone, my keys.
Well, you did have a cool. You had a cool patch collector on that.
He did. That was a way to get patches, bro. That's the secret.
It was like having a merce.
Mike, that's a marketing thing. You carry all sling.
Yeah. I like it.
Extra batteries? No, it came off last week. I'm still touchy, but I'm getting more done. So thank you.
Excellent. You've got a different view here tonight. Not used to this backdrop behind you. Is that a real backdrop or is that a photo? Touch something behind you.
That's the other wall. That's the second wall in my garage. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit.
All
My
right,
workbench and stuff's over here. This is my Ollie's RC garages.
Okay.
I got my lowriders, drag cars.
Very cool.
And then drift cars, road cars, and minis over there.
Bravo, bro. It looks great. I like it. I like the 2-floor garage. I mean, Bobby RC Garages is taking care of you. Look at this. I like it.
Those worked out really well. He does an amazing job on those.
Bill, do you got any paint jobs sitting in front of you? What have you been working on?
I've done a couple, actually.
Anything
this week, again, being two-handed, I've been able to knock some out. I did do the red Jeep that's up on the lift. That's for Dreamer. You know about that one?
Yeah.
So red and black Jeep turned out really good. I've been doing some work for Ryan at RC Addict.
Yes.
And this is one I just finished up. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this.
No, it looks good. We got it.
But it's a deep blue with all chrome accents. The grill's all in chrome.
The chrome pop.
And then I did on the hood.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I did his logo in chrome. I still have to tint the windows, though. He wants a light tint. And then the tailgate, did that. You can really see the chrome on that.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that's just a F-250 monster truck is what it is. So
I love
did that one. I have logo's great. I'm doing, actually, while I was watching the show, I was putting the mask on. He wants a Barracuda body done. In the green and the black with his logo on that as well. So I'm really looking forward to that because you know how near and dear drag cars are to my heart. Then there's some other guy wanted one of these little jobbies done. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a Bushido body. I recognize that anywhere.
That looks great.
Who's that for, Mike?
Bro, you killed it.
Oh, look at that.
I love it.
It's hard with this light, but you can see the hood. And then I also did on the side panels. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, it looks great, dude.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Man, that's awesome.
Wanted more of an 80s style job, so I did that fade in it, that blue to green fade.
That's sweet.
It really came out good. I mean, the transition, it's gorgeous. The colors are perfect. I can't wait.
Bill, you do all your painting rattle can, right?
I do. I would say
so
99% of it is rattle can. Some of the chrome I airbrush, but I'll be honest, I'm not an airbrush fan or an airbrush guy. I do it when I have to. But everything is.
What's your paint of choice? What's your paint brand of choice?
The two that I use are Tamiya and Duratrax. Big fans of both of them. I like the spray patterns, their nozzles.
I get it.
Coverage is really good on both of them, and durability through the roof.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and rattle cans, in my opinion, it's not a knock on airbrush or anything, but it goes on thicker, so it is a little tougher to do, but it's a little more durable, I think. It makes the bodies a little more durable.
Makes sense.
It does make sense because I think you're only applying. It feels like you're applying that much more. I mean, Tyler, you can relate to what we do when we airbrush. I think airbrushing is perfect for accents.
Yeah.
You know, the fine detail and the dusting, but I couldn't imagine painting the Bushido body with an airbrush. It would be so tedious.
I will always have a lot of love for our rattle campaign job. I mean, for me, I love doing both. I love a rattle can job. This is all rattle can. There's even flake in there.
And
But
did you paint that yourself, Eric?
yeah, I paint all my bodies. I very rarely let someone else paint my bodies, just because I'm picky like that.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, no, but my airbrush comes out for like the intricate stuff. So that's, or when I like my lowrider car here. I'll show you guys that one real quick. Hey, chill out, bro. I'll show you guys. I haven't really brought this one out too much. Let's not drop everything. Stay. I know. I'm good. I'm here. Hey, let's go out there, bud. So like this one was airbrush.
I've seen that
only
actually.
because there's like there's a lace pattern in there.
Wow.
And then all the, there's different little effects like the chrome effect in there. The side, you can kind of see like the palm trees in there. It's
Wow.
Back with
Great.
silver. So just it kind of looks like it's faded. It's like its own little thing. So that's airbrush, but most of the time, rattle can is a good way to go. Or when I don't have time.
I do got a flex with one more body, Mike.
Show me.
This is one I built for Beacon Creek.
Ooh.
This is really my first comp chassis that I built, but it's the UGRC Clementine. And I wanted something different in a comp body.
Oh,
Yeah, it turned out really awesome.
very nice. And this is
My lighting's horrible.
No,
There
we
we go.
can see it. I like that a lot. Wow.
Yeah, that flame job is sweet.
You and your flames,
And
Bill.
the wheel disc,
Wow.
I love flames. I
The
painted
color-
the wheel
the
disc
color.
and the chassis to match the body after I got it.
And this is your own personal truck here?
This one is for me, yes, sir.
Good for you.
Yep.
See, you're owed that
So-
once in a while. The poor painters out there painting for the RC world never get to keep anything for themselves.
I've got 3 bodies right now for me, and I'm dying to paint. Well, I got these 2 still to do, and I got 3 more coming. So at some point, I'll get to them.
Yeah, I think you saw my post last week of I think we counted and it was like 16 clear bodies sitting in my garage because I'm just like, I'll get to them. I'd rather do this first, or I'd rather do that first. So I've got so many cool things in there. One of the things, like I have an Operation 11 Charlie body that I'm going to do for myself here soon. It's a drift body. Do it a little different. And then I've got like all my personal, like I got a couple of drag cars that I'm going to do a full scale one. And but I'm like, oh, I'd rather.
Oh,
Yep.
damn. I didn't hear him sense
It's like waves on the ocean.
it
Yeah.
snuck up on him.
He's only got about 2 minutes of good Wi-Fi going.
I
There
don't
he
know
is.
what's going on with my Wi-Fi today. Of course, it's the one day I have issues with Wi-Fi,
But it happened last week with Rhino Head. We were having the same thing, him cutting in and out.
yeah, I don't know. But
Mike,
yeah,
I think you're the common anomaly.
moral of the story is I got too many bodies that I haven't gotten to yet. Some of them are years old, and it just takes time.
I like it.
That
Eric.
does.
Hey, Bill, thank you for the show and tell. Bill, anything exciting you're working on this week? Anything we can expect to see next week from you? What's on?
Well, like I said, I've got 2 more bodies for Ryan. I've got a Barracuda, and then for Shelly, I have an SCX6 body.
Oh,
She
that's
wants
gonna suck up some
Bauhaus.
paint.
She wants Bauhaus and Helios represented on the same truck. Wants them to kind of fade into it. So that one's going to be a challenge, to say the least. But
I'm
really
excited
looking
for
forward to
that.
Yeah. So that one's going to be fun. But yeah, that's going to take a lot of paint. The other thing that I'm just going to bring up real quick, and this is on a personal note, the wife and I, we always used to do a ride every year, a charity ride, to raise money for scholarships that we give to our boys' high school where he went. So this year we've decided I'm going to start probably in October. Since I don't ride anymore, I'm going to do a complete build and paint of a vehicle to raffle off to raise money for that charity. Every year we do 2 $1,000 scholarships to his former high school. And this year we're going to do one and raise some money for that. So hopefully I can get you guys involved in that as well. And it's for a great cause.
That sounds
Heck
awesome.
yeah. Heck yeah. I love me a good cause. I don't know if I've said that.
Always fun being on here. Appreciate you inviting me, guys.
Yeah, good seeing you, Bill.
Thank you for stopping in, Bill. Thank you.
Guys, have a good night.
See you, buddy.
That was fun, guys. I'm glad we were able to bring Bill in here to let him update us on what he's been working on. Tyler, I changed microphones while he was talking. You got me?
Yeah. We can still hear you.
All right, good. Listen, Eric, we're going to start wrapping this thing up here with a farewell. We wanted to thank you. You educated me tonight on the world of drift cars. I think you sold me on an RTR Red Cat. Is basically the moral of that story was an RTR Red Cat is enough to get somebody introduced into the world of drifting. Correct? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. 100%. It's a great way to start. It's very compatible with stuff that's already out there for all the the Yokomo parts. There's a lot of parts that will interchange that are already available. There's the Red Cat team is awesome as well, and the community is already growing there. So I that would be my suggestion for anybody wanting to start. It's are you going to go out and be the drift king? No one is in the first RTR, but it's definitely a good segue. You can build it up to be a high level car. Or move on to something that's way more advanced down the road.
Tyler, is that the car you started with also?
No, I've driven the Red Cat a couple times. Some of my buddies have, and I agree with Eric. I think it's the chassis is phenomenal. It's honestly unbelievable that that's an RTR. So the chassis alone is worth the buy.
Okay.
And since you're just getting into it, doing the RTR electronics is the way to go. I would agree. But no, I start off with MST chassis, and they're bulkier, they're plastic. Nothing wrong with them, but they're I would say a little bit more entry level than a Red Cat for an RTR equivalent.
Well, fair enough. Eric, what else can we say but thank you?
Yeah, it's fun.
You are a busy man, a ball of energy, and obviously I'm hoping that somehow, some way, this rad show will touch someone new, inspire them to follow Black Turtle, follow the world of Erick Sarceno on his personal journey through autism, the ASD crawler crew, and his world of drift, and your personal journey in the RC world. I'm hoping that more and more people will continue to follow you. I'm not speaking to the TikTok people because obviously, Mr. Viral, you're okay there.
I'm gonna check that out. I gotta check that out.
I know. I gotta heckle him on his viral TikTok bomb right out of the gate. Now that I'm TikTok famous, right out. If we're not heckling you for dropping that line, we're failing.
It's when I need to pick me up, I go because I'll look at my Instagram and I have 1,000 followers. And
when I need to feel good, I go and look at my TikTok followers.
I'm like, I think I have 43,000 followers. And I'm like, wow. Let's go. I told my wife, I'm like, let me know if you want me to sign something. It'll be worth something, whatever.
For 1,000 followers a week.
Yeah, so I'm just like, just let me know.
Let me know when you want me to come down to earth and relate to you.
Yeah. So no, I love it. Thank you guys so much for having me on. This is fun. I'm happy to be here. This is
we
my
had
first
a blast.
This is my first thing since my announcement yesterday. So I was very nervous about it, but thank you to everybody thank you to everybody that supported me, everybody that's followed me, everybody that's made what I do possible. It's not just me, it's the people that like the stuff that I did that made us successful. And so,
can we
yeah,
at least say that you're not leaving the RC world? Will you be telling us a tease that maybe you will continue on this RC journey with us, that you will pop up somewhere new?
but where's the fun in that? You know? Why don't you
Okay,
guys
so
do
we
best,
just don't even
you
know. All right,
No,
fair enough.
I'll say that I am not leaving the RC space.
You hope to pop up and continue your
Good to hear.
journey.
Yeah. You won't see me at events as much.
Okay.
If I am at an event, it'll more than likely be under a black turtle tent.
Okay.
But because Mike, you know.
Yeah,
but
this is good for you to expand your portfolio. You're growing your resume now, and you've done something as a marketing person. This will be good for you to look for something outside of that now and add to your resume. That's what you need.
I'll say I'm hoping that I have a great influence in our hobby, and that I'll be able to put stuff out to the world that I think people will love.
Yes.
And I don't fully know what my my role will consist of fully. I might go into it thinking one thing and not think the other, and so I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm able to really just help push the hobby forward.
Buddy, that is the beauty. Awesome. That is the beauty of waking up tomorrow, because you have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring. So just let every day be a new experience, and shoot for the moon every day, and do everything at 100%, and do it the Erick Sarceno way, and you will go places, my friend. You have us in the corner cheering you on wherever you end up, my friend. Just don't forget us little people, is all I need to remind you.
And I'm going to do this to thank you guys for having me on. The next 3 people that follow me and shoot me a comment or message to say, I saw you on the Rad RC show, I'll send them a Black Turtle patch, which have not been released yet. And then some goodies. I have stickers and stuff like that haven't been released to the world yet. The only people who saw it were people at King of the Streets. So I'll send you a nice little sticker pack.
You heard it here, people.
That's awesome.
Just shoot them a message. Tell them you saw them on the Rad RC show. Say hello.
Nice.
I'll let you pick which one you want.
That's awesome.
I love it, Erick. Thank you so much,
Beautiful.
Erick.
Yeah, thanks, Erick. This was fun.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Erick, I'm going to get you out of here before you freeze up again. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
See ya.
boss.
Later.
Wow. Tyler, let me fix the video here.
Yep.
Get us back in sync a little bit. How to come? Oh wait, I know why.
Need the title block.
That's a little bit better. That's a little. There we go.
Perfect.
Tyler, we did it. We did it. I apologize to everybody that hung out with us till the very end. I lost track of the comments. I was trying to keep up with them and keep firing them up, and then I'm trying to slide over here and see if anything was important. I apologize if I missed anyone's question for Erick along the way. It seemed like it was more compliments than anything. At Ease RC, usually, as always, following this dude, he finds great food. All right. Listen, Tyler, thank you.
Yeah.
I know we went over our little. I tried for 1 hour. It never worked.
Right. I knew that wasn't going to happen. What?
It never.
Hey, you're under 2 hours.
We're under 2.
That was a win in my column.
I've been known to talk, and now I can see Erick is known to talk. Once we got him going.
Battle. I see why he can have a 3-hour show. Easily.
I can see it. Now, listen, everybody, tomorrow night, make sure you get over to see Tyler and Adam Ross. Adam, solid dude. Tyler, we may have to we'll have you back again as another guest host, and we'll put Adam in the hot seat for that.
Yeah,
we'll fire. I'm anxious to know more about Adam. Well, very interesting man.
Yeah, Adam's really into the off-road race scene, so both carpet and dirt. So
I love it.
If you want to talk to a guy who knows about racing, he knows about racing.
I like it. So the last thing I want to leave you with, Tyler, is make sure we jump over to Cal RC tomorrow night to follow
Yeah,
you
8
on your
o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern. CowRC. You go to the YouTube page.
Yep.
We have or the Facebook page. We have the link on the Cowtech show. Starts at 8. Runs an hour, and it's Adam and I answering questions from the viewers, and we have a couple unboxings, a new product, or actually 2 new products. We always do a giveaway, so I'll wait till the show, but it is a worthwhile giveaway. It's a giveaway of something that's not even sold yet. So what you're going to be getting is something that you can't buy. So it's worth joining in. Every episode is worth joining in for lots of reasons, and that's one of the good ones.
I like it. If you have questions on any of the Cal RC product, is the place to go and get up to date on what's hot, what's not. I enjoy it. I just got a whole new fresh batch of Cal RC stuff in. The new grease. I was using the older, like the green.
The green?
Yeah, I had that for a while,
Uh-huh.
and made the switch over to, what are we going to call it, like an almond butter.
Yeah, almond that looks like butter, kind of.
Just made the switch over to the big jar of that, and the hide wipes. Really enjoying a lot of the stuff.
There's lots of this. I mean, the cool thing, like this year has been an extremely exciting year because there's been lots of new products dropping. We've got the new Mooslick line, or the additional Mooslick is going to be dropping actually be arriving here in about a week. So those are 2 new products. The new mats that have been, you see my mouse pad mat here.
Yes, I like that.
Cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. It just is exciting, and that's what makes the show exciting, because we get to share this stuff with you. You get to see it ahead of time. There's discount codes. There's deals. It's not only you getting knowledge about the product, you're also winning something and getting the discount to try it. Because the idea is there's a lot. There's a lot of products on there, and if you have not dabbled into the CowRC product line world, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So that's why we kind of help you, answer your questions, help you along that way. So I think that people have been enjoying it, and we've been having a blast doing it.
And that's the most important thing, Tyler. As long as you and Adam are enjoying doing it, and keep doing what you guys are doing. I will be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock to continue on the Cal RC journey and support what you guys are doing. And heck, maybe I'll win something. Earlier today, right before the show, this thing landed. We're doing another. I left my plow at USTE.
I remember that.
Yeah, so Rick Perry, who makes these darn snow plows, even for the micro size, insisted, Mike, you must have one of these in your life. So we're going to go back and do another one.
Well, now you'll be ready for the start of winter.
Exactly. I'll have some time to work on this.
That's right.
That'll be fun. But listen, I'm hungry. I'm going to go in, say hello to the wife. She's been gone all day. I think we did enough.
Yeah, I like it. We had a great show. Thanks again for inviting me to join you. This has been fun.
Bro, it was my pleasure. My pleasure. I know you're a busy, busy man. Cal RC, good times. Heath is here. We'll see you tomorrow night, Tyler.
Yep,
I'm going to say goodnight to you. And Bill, thank you for tuning in here and sharing what you've been working on. I can't wait to get that Bushido body here, Tyler.
Yeah, I like to see that. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, guys. Thank you. Jeremy Kilburn at Ease RC is sharing his love, Tyler, and telling you great job for
appreciate it, brother.
Tuning in tonight. Hopefully, we'll get you back here again, Tyler, very, very soon.
Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to it.
Farewell, everyone. We did our best to monkey our way through this thing tonight. Hopefully, we'll continue to hone the craft and get better week after week. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Rad RC Show. We are out of here.
Bye, everybody.
Tyler, closing you out, and I'm going to remove me so you don't have to look at me anymore, but I'm going to end you all with a video, if there's anyone even here anymore. And we will be back again next Saturday night. Oh, hang on. Brand, I promise you, I am going to close here with a closing video. I promise. Brand and video, and I am out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Closing video and